Well guys, it's Groundhog Day. Broad beans, save seed. Should have known, because from my experience of year one, any time that I plant things outside, particularly peas and beans, I now grow them in modules, trays, pots or something like that, and then when they're big enough I put them out. And for the very good reason that I learnt in my first year, that if you put peas or beans outside, they'll get eaten. And that is exactly what's happened. So the broad beans that I chitted and put in the ground a couple of weeks ago, everyone has been eaten. Well, almost everyone has been eaten. They've all been dug up, I think probably by mice. Just a complete waste of time. But what I'm more annoyed about is the growing window. So I've had 2 weeks of relatively warm weather where the beans have been coming up, and they were nice little plants that come through the broke surface. I only discovered this the other day when I lifted the net off. Yeah, the broken surface are 2 or 3 inches tall, some of them, and the mice have been in and just dug them all up. They've not eaten the tops, they've just been after the bean part that's underground, so they've just dug them out and snapped the tops off and killed vast majority. I think there was 100 beans in that bed. There's maybe 5 or 6 beans left. So Groundhog Day, here we go again, sowing more beans. These, by the way, are packet beans. I did this last year, just see which ones come up first. They're my home save seed. These are packet beans. These are going to stay in the tunnel. I've already done a batch which I did yesterday. I did 100 beans yesterday. I actually recorded it, but I didn't turn the camera on yet again. So I've got a brief clip of where I realised I hadn't turned my camera on. So there's the bean. These are the beans I put in yesterday. They've gone home to the conservatory because I want them to come up a little bit quicker if I can, to replace the ones in that bed. And I'm going to sow another tray here because I've actually got another bed come empty. And that will be the carrot bed, the Touchon carrot bed. I'm going to put beans in that as well. So let's get these. I'll get these 100 in anyway, and then I'll take you outside and I will show you the devastation. So here we go. This was a sight that greeted me when I lifted the net this morning. There's all my broad beans, beautiful, just lovely size as well. Anyway, most of the bed is like this. These, you see all the tops of them just eaten off. There's still a few in the ground, but not many. For instance, there's 3 here. That's been eaten. You may not be able to see this, but you can literally, oh yeah, you can see it, I think. You can literally see there where every single hole where a bean was planted, where they've all just been dug out, and dark patches all the way down the bed, just holes everywhere. Whether I suspect it might be mice, it could be voles or rats. One of them horrible little ratty rodents has done this. And this is with a net over as well, so they've just squeezed under the net and got in and dug them up. Little sods. But get some more in, nothing you can do. Well, I've just tried to update bean security by putting planks on the edges of the net. I don't think it'll make any difference, but you never know. There's also 5 little surprises which you might be able to see under the net that are waiting for them. I've also been collecting leaves and filling my big cubic metre bin up. I probably need another maybe half-ton bag to go in here, because this will just sink a lot over the next few days. So I'll probably get another 1 ton bag in here of leaves. I've been layering it. I've been layering it this year with apples, actually, because there's so many apples on the allotments everywhere, on the paths and tracks. So, you know, every 6, 7, 12 inches of leaves I put in, every layer, I put a layer of chopped up apples in, which will really just help speed up the decomposition of these leaves. And just have a quick look in my active hot bin. This is the one I'm actually still filling, although it's had nothing in it for about a week, let's say. Put some comfrey on the top about a week ago. There's a lot of heat in this. Lovely. Probably see the steam coming off there. Yeah, it's currently still at 60.6 centigrade in towards the middle of the heap. Yeah, I need some material to put in here really. This was mustard put in about a week ago, some mustard stems with some comfrey underneath that. I'm just going to put a little bit of wood chip on there actually. Yeah, unfortunately I'm starting to run out of materials now for the hot bin. There's not much left on the allotments, everything's dying back. It's all about to turn brown. You can't have an active heap with just browns. Well, you can't have a hot heap, you can still get decomposition but you won't get any heat. Any meaningful heat anyway. You'd have to be adding animal manures in like cow manure, etc. Right, what I am doing at the moment, I'm going to start cropping the tops off some of the mustard on the allotment, and then I'm going to start putting that into the actual bin. So I'll be able to top it up with mustard I think this coming week. It will of course be difficult to totally eliminate the mustard because of all these little mustard seeds here. I'll show you these. Yeah, we have lots and lots of mustard seed here. So there they are. So a lot of this is going to drop, as I say, and it's come time today to just gather all this up, cut it, just grab the plants, is what I do. I just cut them lower down, load them in the barrow, then all this can go into the compost heap. But I can see mustard seed actually all over the surface of the soil here, but the mustard below this is already breaking down. The mustard will actually next year come up most likely before anything else does, which I really don't mind because it's getting something growing in the soil, isn't it? And then as I clear these beds and start putting other things in, I'll just take the mustard out and it's an early start for filling the compost bins then. I've already stripped off a lot of the mustard seed off these beds, the tops. Anyway, there's a little bit more to take in, but yeah, all the plants you see are basically the green manure things I sowed, again for celia here, just down here. And this is that green manure I first sowed in this trial bed, and I'm pretty sure that this is the quinoa. I'm sure someone will correct me. Yeah, it is quinoa, the label's still in the ground. So that's the quinoa that's gone to seed. To get seed from all of these, it would have had to been sowed a bit earlier, but it was put in after the garlic came out. So maybe a month or two earlier would have got some beautiful seed heads on these. But it's done its job by putting nice roots into the soil. Some of it has flowered, the amaranth, not all of it. So there's the amaranth. Isn't that pretty? It's really pretty. Look at the colour of that one. Really nice. I think that's the colour it's actually meant to go from pictures I've seen. But there's a really nice head of amaranth there. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to clip all these heads off anyway in the next few weeks. Save them and see if there's anything viable there to sow again. Here is one of the mature ones. And I'm pretty sure that is what that should look like. I'm almost certain, in fact, because I think those little seeds are actually bursting out of there now. So I will get a little bit of seed off that one, which is cool. You can just see here on the side of the fruit cage, this is where the blueberries are in there. There's nothing really in there at the moment, but you can see the rat or vole activity all around this cage. I really don't know why they're always invested in getting into the fruit cage, because there's nothing in there for them to eat, but there's holes all around the fruit cage where they keep digging into it. I suppose it's because of rats and they just love digging holes. I'm just starting the clear up, the autumn clear up or the winter clear up. Let me just pull these out, because I've just made myself a rule: when I spot these, I pull them out straight away. You know what they are, don't you? As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by a shaky soldier, I've just started the autumn clear up. So what I am doing is I am reinstating the paths. The wood chip this time of year, it breaks down, it rots away so quickly, which is great because it feeds the soil and it feeds the beds. It also starts growing weeds that blow in. So all I kind of have to do in the paths is, you know, just pull a few weeds out that are coming up now, and then I just dress it again with wood chip, which is, you know, and that generally clears the paths up completely. What I've got in this bed, in this path, is an invasion. Yeah, Mike at So Grow Eat put a video out a couple of days ago. He's planting his strawberries amongst an awful lot of wood chip, and I'll tell you, strawberries just love wood chip. They absolutely adore it, because there's a strawberry plant that grew there last year, and that escaped as a runner from the strawberries that were in the fruit cage. So it pushed in under the wood and it came up there, and it's on its way. So I'm going to show you this strawberry now. All this growth is where the strawberries just pushed itself out into the wood chip path. They absolutely love wood chip strawberries. So our strawberry started over there just at the side of the tree. It came through the fruit cage, rooted in there last year, and then this year it sent its runners not in the soil at the back, it sent its runners in this way into the wood chip path. So this now is rooted into pure wood chip, and it carries on and it's going around that corner and it's carrying on into the path over there. Well, I don't want to completely destroy these strawberries by covering in wood chip, so I'm going to dig these up and repot them on. Look at all this winter purslane here. It's just everywhere in this path. It's not a problem because covering that with wood chip will just completely get rid of it. It's all over there as well. It's just there behind the apple tree as well. And right here next to the apple is a little silver birch tree that's started growing. So I'm going to dig the silver birch out in this week. I'll plant that on the edge of the wood, and then I can get in this bed, dig out all these strawberries here, pot them on, and then cover this path in chip. And we'll work my way around the allotment doing that. I've spent a lot of time today cutting down the seed heads off the mustard. For instance, I've done this bed, and once I got all them seed heads out, there's still seed heads here, you can't get rid of all of it, but I've got the overwhelming bulk of it out. And once all those flopped over seed heads were out, I was able to see a lot more of the soldier weed in the beds. So I've removed an awful lot of soldier weed today, as well as all the mustard tops. I'll scan you across the allotment because you can possibly see that every single bed now the tops have been cropped off the mustard and the other green manure seeds. So there we go, all across the side and this side as well. So it's kind of not looking as scruffy now, and I've got all that mustard seed out as well. Well, this is what I mean about the paths need dressing. Gradually nature creeps across the paths. I'll just show you some of this wood chip path, what it turns into. Get a lot of fungi growing in here as well as a soldier. So all these little fruiting bodies, they're coming up everywhere amongst the paths, which is lovely to see. I'll dig you out a little bit of wood chip from here. So that, guys, is the centre of the path. That was wood chip last year. It's just soil now, it's beautiful. And that's why everything just loves spreading into it. I just took another beam frame down from here. It's been really windy the last few nights. Really windy at night time. And it had battered this frame. These are the poles. I've only got one beam frame left now. I've been and got a big bag of wood chip today. There was a delivery, So I've got a ton bag full of that. I'm about to start sieving that, just take out the big pieces out of it. Goes through about an inch mesh sieve, and then that goes onto the paths. I'll set my strings up. The green manure here that's fallen onto these paths, I'll just literally rake that back. The paths here are absolutely full of mustard seed. So yeah, I'll just rake that back, define the path, just pull any of these bits of weed out, like that chickweed. There's a dandelion, just there. Yeah, just remove things like that, because now all that stuff that was flopped over on the paths is gone. I can actually see where the paths are, so I can set my strings up, cover them in chip, and the plot will look so much neater and tidier. All this stuff here can go back on the bed, apart from that, with its little flowers on. There's some Phacelia there that's full of seed. I am so pleased with the green manure mixture this year. It's just amazing, because even though I've taken all the mustard tops off and the buckwheat, all the taller growing stuff, what you see left now is the other green manure that's still growing and still surviving. So we have still got living roots in the soil, which is, to me, is just amazing in November, which it is today. I think it's the 2nd of November today. I'm just going to slowly carry on this week, weather permitting, just dressing these beds and stop this weed growth, redefine the path and bed boundaries with my strings, cover them in chip, and I'm just going to get the plot looking a lot tidier. The sun is a setting and I'm a going. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.